We went out. I felt invincible. I was top of my class at university. I'd taken my dream PhD project. I'd moved back to the greatest city in the world, London. It was time to party. A woman in front of me was wearing stilettos. "You'll have sore feet tomorrow," I joked. Those words were going to haunt me. She stepped backwards. A heel pressed into my toe, a red-hot flash of pain. I recoiled, but kept dancing. Hours later, I returned to my flat and pulled off my sock, which was soaked in blood. I saw my nail had been split in two. Over the next few weeks, the pain in my foot steadily reached the point where I could no longer walk, each step sending a screaming pain up my leg, drowning out my thoughts. I saw several doctors who all suspected an ingrown toenail and gave me antibiotics, just to be safe, the doctor said. Fragments of toenail were removed from my foot. They cauterized the wound with silver nitrate, burning my skin and the wound black. But the pain remained. Lab work is hard on the feet, all day, every day, trudging a path from bench to machinery, up and down the corridors and stairs. For weeks I soldiered on, but there was little improvement. I continued taking the antibiotics. It was a few days after another surgery. The pain had returned, but this time it was different. It didn't have sharp edges. This time it ballooned out and pressed on me, making me feel nauseous and hot. I had kept the dressing on as I was told, and always took my antibiotics. The bandage was stained green. I peeled it off. What I saw beneath was grotesque. The wound was black, oozing green pus. The emergency nurse advised removing the nail immediately. Halfway through, the anaesthetic wore off. I felt every single wrench as the nail was ripped from my toe. The lab found many pathogenic microbes in the nail, including MRSA, an antibiotic-resistant form of the common bacteria Staphylococcus aureus, the doctor said. My life became a blur of doctor and podiatrist visits, each one recommending a new procedure or a new drug, a new antibiotic. But nothing worked. The pain continued to ramp up, and the infection continued to linger. I became a recluse, a shade limping through the halls of my lab, clinging to my old life with a razor wire wrapped around my foot. 9 months passed. Life was characterized by pain and pressure. I felt like I'd been left in the corner of a room and nobody had noticed I was gone. I started to hallucinate, to hear dark thoughts. One evening, I felt I was the only object in existence for 1,000 miles. I nearly made a terrible decision that night. I could no longer trust myself to look after me, and my family stepped in to help. The black colour had crept from my foot into my head, and I could no longer see beyond them. I quit my PhD and left London. I had sunk as low as I could go. I saw a young doctor. They told me they'd only just finished training, and they sat with me for a long time. They were stunned. Antibiotics for such a long time? How many procedures? They said something that nobody had considered. Have you tried doing nothing? See what happens? So I stopped taking the antibiotics. I stopped the intense wound cleaning. I stopped trying to carry on with things. The blood and pus receded. The pain went from a knife blade to a dull pinch. 2 weeks later, I could walk properly again. My thoughts no longer felt as heavy or as dark. I was discharged from the clinics. I even started dancing again. I dance with my right foot slightly behind my left. I can still see the black burns left on the nail. and it still grows slowly today. I hope that one day it will finally grow to the point where I can cut off the black stain and forget.